Oh, boy.
Talk Radio.
Jeff, Karen, Kat, are you ready for this one?
UCR.
Go.
We saying what we want, give it to you non-stop. Any place, anytime, not afraid to speak our mind. That's just the way we roll, we never gonna go. Unstoppable, original, uncensored radio.
Hello, everybody, and oh boy, do we have a show for you tonight. We are Uncensored Radio, and you know we are your guiltiest pleasure. Tonight, Jeffrey Emmette is in the house. How are you, Jeffrey?
I'm fantastic, excited for all the people that are getting to talk to their hero.
I agree. And Katrina Johnson has a coffee cough. She's on the line, too. How are you, Kat?
Hello. Yes, I think it's the universe protecting our special guest, and that is why I'm losing my voice.
Right. And James is our producer. He is screening the calls tonight. James, I know you're excited about this one.
I am very excited.
Well, you know what? I'm very excited as well, and we're not going to waste any more time because I know we've got a million people in the chat room. We've got a million people waiting to call in and ask questions. David Yost is on the show tonight. David, how are you, my friend?
Karen and everyone else, thank you so much for having me, and I'm doing well.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
You said you have a million people. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people wanting to talk to you. And for those who, barely crawled out from under a rock, you guys know David Yost. He played Billy on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. He's a really great friend of mine, and I'm very happy you're here.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm very happy to be here and support you.
Thank you. Thank you. David and I are really good friends, and I've had the pleasure of working with him since Power Rangers on other projects, and he's just a great guy, so I'm glad that everyone gets to talk to him today and meet the real you, get a chance to meet you. What would you say is something about you that's different from your character, Billy? Because I think sometimes fans think that we're one and the same. What is one thing that's different about you than he was?
I think the most noticeable thing would be that he was super, super intelligent, and I am not intelligent in the way that Billy was intelligent as far as books go and getting good grades. Is that Katrina laughing at me?
Because I see you in action, and I know better. I know you're very intelligent, especially as a producer.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice of you. But I mean, I'm not an inventor. I don't understand science on any level, and Billy was very scientific and always making inventions, and he was light years ahead of most people. So I was just a very average student in school and all that kind of stuff. So that would be the major difference. It was fun to play an intelligent person.
Yeah. Okay. I get that. Yeah, because he was pretty smart. We'd have a problem, and Billy invented the solution, right on the spot. It's kind of great.
Is that one of the things you hated the most about it? Because I noticed throughout the show, since Karen's been on with us, I've gone back and, watched it on Netflix. The glasses just seem to disappear, and the overalls, and all of a sudden you've got, buff shirts on, and what was all that? What happened there?
I did hate the overalls. I just thought, I spent my first season, which was 40 episodes, in overalls, and I just really couldn't handle it wearing them for another day. So I did push to move Billy into different types of wardrobe, and the glasses, honestly, I don't mind wearing glasses. I still wear glasses to read at night and things like that, but the glasses that I wore on the show had fake lenses in them, and they hadn't really perfected the craft of making the lenses correct for lighting and stuff like that for the camera, so it didn't glare in the camera. So the lenses I had they would spray dulling spray on it, so I was never really seeing clear, and I noticed that my eyesight started to change and things like that. So it just became more of a thing where I just was getting frustrated in my personal life with my eyesight changing because of the glasses that I was wearing at work. So I just, got rid of him when we went and did the movie, and Billy got contact.
I love it. Yeah, because to me, I was like, Billy's so smart, he would have, invented something to fix his eyesight. But,
he
I
probably,
liked it when you changed.
Yeah, I did too.
What were you going to say? He probably what?
I was just going to say he probably invented LASIK surgery, that's all.
Exactly. Billy would have invented that. I agree. So I never asked you this question, but I always wondered, what was your audition process like? Because, you're part of the original cast. Like, you guys, when once we came on, the show was a hit. What was that like when you first auditioned?
It was really intense and exciting. I think, like I've mentioned to some people, but maybe some people in your audience don't know this yet, but I originally started auditioning for the part of the Red Ranger for Jason. So I had my first 3 auditions were all for that role because I fit sort of the description that they were looking for at that time. They were looking for somebody that looked like Jason Priestley and kind of had that look, and that's sort of what I looked like at that time. And so my first 3 auditions were for Jason the Red Ranger, but then something inside me was saying, you're probably not going to get this role. So I asked the casting director, well, would I be able to read for Billy as well? And she said yes. And so then I started auditioning for Billy and Jason at the same time, and then eventually they just said, okay, we're going to call you back, but we're only calling you back for Billy. And, it just kind of progressed from there. And I had a total of 8 callbacks in total until I got the role of Billy. So it was really on, it was like over the course of a month, maybe a little bit more of a month period. And it was just really intense. And, every day would bring something new, or every week would bring something new, and you would be wondering if I'm going to get the job, and having to make up excuses at my other job, calling in sick or just not showing up so I could audition for this role.
What were you doing then? I've never heard this story.
I worked as a room service waiter at a really expensive hotel on Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, I love it.
So, I was like, Whoopi Goldberg lived in the hotel, and that's the time that she was dating Ted Danson, and Pierce Brosnan would stay there. River Phoenix, before he passed away, was staying there. It was like amazing, the people that would come through there. So it was a really great job, but obviously I wanted to be in the same position that all those actors were in.
There you go.
Yep.
That's awesome. Wow. Another
so
thing
Whoopi didn't get her French fries, but we all got a new childhood hero. I think it worked out.
Exactly. Speaking of childhood heroes, I actually have a question from one of the fans. Let me make sure I get this person's name right. Gary Bingaman asked, who were your heroes growing up?
I grew up in the era of the original Star Wars, and so I was all about that stuff. But I really, unfortunately, I guess maybe I really identified with Darth Vader. Like, I just thought he was like the most amazing thing.
What? I love it. That makes the most sense.
I thought I was going to get a Princess Leia. Did not see that coming.
So I don't know what that says about me personally, because I'm on the dark side, but I did love that. And then, God, what was the other show? There was a show on TV, Battlestar Galactica. Like, I loved that show as well. So,
okay.
But, I would say Darth Vader was like my biggest inspiration growing up.
I love it. Well, it just tells me that you like to be in control. Like, he was willing to do whatever to control everything.
Oh, my God, we're going to get into psychological analysis of it.
Interesting.
Lay on my couch, David, so I can psychoanalyze you.
Yeah.
Trust me, all of them, Katrina, Jeff, they've all been psychoanalyzed by me.
She's horrible. She's a monster.
She's a monster.
She really is.
I'm Darth Vader, too. I think I like Darth Vader also. Matter of fact.
Good.
There
We're on
you
the
go.
same team.
Exactly. So how did you parlay? Obviously, you were acting. You did this huge show. Then you decided to go into producing. How did you shift gears and go into producing as opposed to, pounding the pavement? I know you were still, getting other acting roles, but it seemed like producing became your love at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it was a combination out of necessity to pay bills and also just like being interested in that aspect of the entertainment industry. I just remember watching Jonathan, one of our producers on Power Rangers. I just was always fascinated by his job, and I loved his work ethic and his moral standard, and I based a lot of, my stuff as a producer on him and his philosophy of how he did things. I just thought he always ran an amazing ship. And, so when I came back from Mexico after having my nervous breakdown, I wasn't really sure about really acting 100%. I mean, I still wanted to be an actor, but I just thought, well, I'll start working towards being a producer too, because then maybe eventually I'll produce my own stuff. And, I had to start off like everybody else. I became a PA, and I got people coffee and took out the trash and cleaned the toilets and all that kind of stuff. But luckily, my smarts helped me move up pretty quickly. And, I didn't have to hang out there too long doing that kind of stuff. But then I just started working on documentaries and then on reality TV shows and just kept going from there.
Right.
And
see, that's the thing, people don't know. Yeah, no, people don't know. Like, you've worked on several known shows. You want to list some of those? Because they don't even realize that you've been in the mix for a long time. I think they get confused because you're not acting, but you're producing major shows. You're part of major production companies.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked on a lot of trashy, so to speak, reality.
All my favorites.
Right.
But I'm not always. I mean, I love obviously the production companies that I work for, and I support everything that they do. But just like it's not always the thing that you really want to be working on. I mean, a lot of times it's just for a paycheck. But yes, I've worked on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. The first big reality show that I did was Temptation Island way back in the day. So there's been like a slew of other stuff, movies of the week that have aired on Fox and on Lifetime, and I have like 3 shows that are on Cartoon Network now that are live action shows that I'm really proud of, and I think they're funny, and the people that we get to guest star on the shows are just like some of the hottest comics and comedians in Hollywood right now. So it's just fun to come to set and work with so many talented people that really kind of inspire you and at least make you laugh at the end of the day.
Right.
Well, if you're looking for 2 women, I've got 2 right here that, for a small fee I could hook you up with.
But you're pimping them out, huh? You're there.
Absolutely. How do you think she's going to? What is it? Where are we going? Lexicon? I'm like, we're going. Yeah.
He's like signing me up for many, many conventions this year, and I was like, what? What are we doing? I already arranged it. I've negotiated your rate. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, I'll be at Lexington Comic-Con too, so I'll be happy to see you there.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great.
We all have to go get into trouble.
Okay.
David, you gonna get into trouble with us?
I'll do my best.
How much trouble could we possibly get into in Lexington, Kentucky?
Have you met Katrina?
Plenty there, and I got a new purse that holds a full wine bottle, so plenty of
Okay, I changed my mind. We can get into a lot of trouble.
Listen,
David, I might hide with you.
You what?
I want to dial. Oh, Miss Girl, no.
Go ahead.
I just want to dial back for a second because you mentioned you had a little breakdown, and I know, I think everybody at this point kind of knows you went through the ringer a little bit in your personal life, and I kind of want to know, like, what was that like for you at that time, and how did you get through it? Because I think there's a lot of kids out there who are going through it now that they look up to, and you were their superhero, and to know that you went through the same thing, I think speaks a lot to them.
Yeah, it was like oh God, I don't even know where to begin with this. It was really difficult for me to be a gay person and to grow up as a religious person, and just sort of my whole battle with myself was being gay and also being in the right side of God, as people say. And so that was
Were you
a
Catholic?
big conflict. Not Catholic, but I grew up very similar to Mormonism. I grew up in a church called the Reorganized Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Very good people, very liberal people, but you still hear the things in the Bible that people think that it says, and,
Right.
all that kind of stuff. But I also grew up in states like Montana, in Colorado, in Iowa, and, those aren't, I can remember being in middle school. It was either 8th or 9th grade, I can't remember specifically, and this is when Rock Hudson, who was a famous actor back in the 50s and 60s, contracted the AIDS virus and died of AIDS.
Right.
And this is like the first time that we're sort of hearing about AIDS. But I can remember being in Montana, and I remember being in PE class, and I remember people really talking about gay people that day because of Rock Hudson and how bad it was, and see, this is what happens, and those, I don't know what type of language I'm allowed to use on your show, so I'll refrain from using
You can use
it
any language. We're uncensored.
I'll use the word fag, like they were using that word, and I can just remember, just realizing that I was like Rock Hudson, and, here I am in Montana, and there wasn't really anybody that I knew of that was like me. And so I can just remember really struggling and really, hating myself at that point, because you're like this, and you hear everybody saying all these bad things about you, and you're not really sure what to do about it, and you question yourself, well, why am I like this? So,
how old were you when you realized? Because I was like you, I went to Catholic school my whole life. I didn't know any gay people. I didn't even know what it was. So when did you realize what was going on?
I knew that I was attracted to other guys or boys, whatever, since the time I was 3. I have a very distinct memory at 3 years old of being attracted to my neighbor boy. My neighbor.
Hey.
Whatever. And
the whole neighborhood, very nice. Me too.
Yeah. I always knew, but I thought it was something that would go away, or that I could definitely pray away, or that I didn't have to acknowledge. It was something that I just tried to shut off and stay away from. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work that way.
No.
Right.
So, anyways, getting back to my breakdown. So, for me, the struggle was always I don't know. I just kept continuing to hear that I was bad and that I was wrong and this, that, and the other. And I thought, well, once I get out of middle school, it'll be different in high school. And I thought, well, once I get out of high school, it'll be different. I'll be in college. And then I still heard the same shit in college. And so then I was like, okay, well, once I get out of college and I get into the real world, I won't have to listen to any of this stuff. And then you get into the real world and people are still calling you a fag and people are still making fun of you and, still making you feel bad about yourself. And you have all ththese preachers on TV like Joel Osteen or Pat Robertson spewing their crap about it's not right in the eyes of God and hate the sin, but whatever they say.
Yeah.
Hate the sin but love the sinner kind of thing, whatever it is. So you keep hearing that, and eventually it adds up. And for me, I did everything in my power to have what we consider to be God to change me, and unfortunately it didn't work, and it just led me to have a nervous breakdown. And it was a really scary, traumatic experience to feel like you're losing your mind and to sort of be on the fence. I really do understand what it's like sometimes when you see homeless people and they're kind of speaking to imaginary people. I was kind of on that fence. I understood, if I kept going, I could probably potentially literally lose my mind. And so luckily I got help when I needed help, and, I did try to kill myself. I thought about it quite often. It was something that I struggled with for a long time. And, I know, unfortunately, that other people still struggle with that, and that's why I get so very upset with religious leaders and even people within our own government that still continue to bash gay people because they don't realize that, it just takes that little comment, and that little comment could throw somebody off a bridge, could cause them to shoot themselves in the head. It could do a lot of damage. So, I hope people hear what I've been through and that they know that there is hope and that there is opportunity. Unfortunately, like a guy I knew, he was a photographer here in Hollywood who was gay, and he struggled with depression and alcoholism, but also with being gay. And he recently committed suicide just a few days before Christmas. So even after, it's just not adolescents, it's people that go into their adulthood. We think we're done with the darkness, and unfortunately it still might be there. So anything I can do to help alleviate that for people, I hope they hear my story and that I can help guide them maybe in some direction.
Right. So obviously you mentioned you got help. For someone who's feeling that way or is on that edge, what was it? What was the turning point for you to where you said, was it therapy? Was it family? Was there a moment that changed things for you?
Well, I can just remember I was just driving down the street one day, and I just thought, I really felt myself losing my mind. I was in Los Angeles, and I just said, God, I'm sorry. It was the whole me trying to pray the gay away stuff. I just really thought this was going to happen, and I just was coming to the realization this isn't going to change, and I just said, Lord, I can't do this anymore, and I just need to get help. And so I drove myself to Cedars-Sinai emergency room and spent some time there, but I decided it would be more important for me to go home and spend time go to a hospital that's closer to my family. So I left the hospital and I jumped on a plane and went to the hospital. The turning point just was like I just couldn't take it anymore. I was tired of hating myself. I was tired of being depressed. I was tired of letting other people dictate who I need to be.
Good for you.
And so, it was just kind of that kind of thing, but it wasn't like this magical moment. It was like, I had months and years of trying to get myself back to what I think is a normal level of functioning in the world. It wasn't, this whole gay reparative therapy is extremely damaging. And I don't care what anybody says or what kind of stuff that they put out there as far as scientific evidence on one side. It is extremely damaging to your mental psyche. And anybody that says differently is fooling themselves. And I think we're pretty clear now that it doesn't work. So I just, if people out there are involved in that, I just really want them to know that they are 100% perfect the way that they are. And people telling you differently is completely bogus. And I'm sorry, I'm sorry that these types of things exist because they create a lot of damage. As a gay person, sometimes you're already damaged as it is because, like I said, when you're growing up, you hear all these bad things. So you automatically think you're bad, and then you think you're getting help, but the help that you think you're getting, they're continuing to tell you you're bad. They're not helping you accept yourself. So it's, I don't know, it's a vicious circle.
Right.
And it's a very dark, dark circle.
Wow. Thank you for being so honest. It definitely is a sign of strength in my mind, in my heart, when I hear someone being so honest about a very vulnerable time, because you obviously,
Absolutely.
I've known you for so long, but when we saw you at Morphicon, it was obvious the love the fans have for you. There was an auditorium filled from the front to the back for David. It was amazing to watch. So for you to be so honest is such a beautiful thing, because I don't even know if you know the magnitude of what your words and your experience is doing for other people. I know you as a personal friend, so I love you. But like them, I know that they hold on sometimes to every word we say, and it's such a beautiful thing for you to be so honest about everything.
Absolutely.
Well, we have a caller. I want to take, no problem. We have a caller. Her name is Ophelia. Hi, Ophelia. She's calling from Singapore.
Wow.
Hello. Hi. I just want to say that I've been a fan. The last time when Mighty Morphin Power Ranger was on, I was a teenager, and now I'm over 30 years old. But I've never forgotten Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and I've been waiting for each individual's actors, like what project they are on, and I try to watch them. And now Amy Jo Johnson is at the Flashpoint, so I'm quite happy to see that some of them have advanced in their career, and I'm very happy for them.
Yeah, did you have a question for David?
No, I just want to call and say that I have been a fan. I've always been a fan, and that's all I want to say.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Thank you for being a fan of Power Rangers, and I might have a little surprise for everybody towards the end of the show regarding Amy Jo Johnson.
Ooh, we're interested.
Oh, how are you going to steal my thunder? Okay, me and you, we're going to have words at Kentucky, homeboy.
Just show him a bottle of wine, David, and he'll forget what he was going to say. One of the people in the chat room, they had asked earlier in the week, they said, if you were able to write, produce, and direct an episode of Power Rangers, what would it be about?
Well, I did, when I was on Power Rangers, here's my dark side. I did write an episode, and I found it the other day, and I was reading it, and it was an episode about Billy, of course, because maybe I was narcissistic at that time.
Hey,
and
you got to get the camera time.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, it was like sort of giving Billy's backstory about his mother and how Billy never had a mother. She was never established on the show. So she had, in my mind, she had died of cancer when she was 7 years old. When he was 7 years old, which I thought might be, I'm sure there's a lot of kids out there who have lost their parents, so I thought it might be something that would be relevant to some kids. And so I wrote this episode about how Billy's mom had passed away of cancer, and I don't remember if it's Lord Zed or Rita Repulsa creates a monster that's called the Transformation Monster. And this monster can transform into anything it wants. And it transformed into Billy's mother and appeared before Billy. And was talking to Billy and really, kind of messed with Billy's head. And so Billy kind of lost himself a little bit, and he decides he's going to go off on his own, and he's going to take care of Lord Zed for once and for all. So he manages somehow to transport himself into Zed's chamber, and then the rest of the team has to kind of come and help get Billy out, because once you're in Lord Zed's chamber, you can't teleport out. So it was like having to figure this way to get out and all this kind of stuff. So it was a really dark. I think I presented this to one of the. You're
dealing with some demons.
I think I did send it to. I gave it to one of the producers on the show, and they were just like, I don't know that that's it's a good episode, but I don't know that it's really right for kids television. So
you know what though? I bet you anything they would have done it now. Like in today's time, it wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, probably. I was rereading it the other day, and I really liked it. I was like, wow, this is pretty good. Again, being narcissistic as I am, thinking I'm such a great writer. But
I love it.
Yeah. So that would probably be the episode. I mean, I thought it was fun and exciting and scary and everything at the same time.
Yeah. I love that. I like that kind of an episode. Well, let's take some more callers because they've been waiting for quite a while. This person's actually been waiting the entire show. Hey, caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Hi.
Hello?
Hi, what's your name?
Eric.
Hi, Eric. Do you have a question for David?
I do. I was wondering, I know your schedule is kind of hectic and whatnot, but is there ever a chance that you might visit Indiana and maybe do a meet and greet in Indy or Bloomington?
I don't have anything scheduled along those lines right now. I know I am going to be speaking, this is a whole different state, in Illinois, at the University of Illinois. But I'm just trying to think, if I had anything in, I mean, nothing is scheduled in Indiana right now. There's always possibly opportunities for me to make my way out that way, but I don't know how far you're willing to travel to go to different cons that might be a few hours away from you. That might be the best way. I'll try to post on my Facebook page or on Twitter like all the different cons that I'll be attending this year, and then maybe you'd be able to find one that might be close to you.
Awesome. We did get another question a few days ago where a fan was asking if you liked getting fan mail or have you kind of stepped away from it. And if you do like getting fan mail, where can they send stuff so that they can, write you and maybe request autographs and those kind of things?
Yeah, I mean, I love fan mail. I get fan mail all the time. I mean, what a lot of people do now is just direct message me or private message me on Facebook, and I will answer you. Sometimes it'll be immediate. Sometimes it might not be for 1 or 2 months. I apologize.
Not that I would know anything about that.
Keep going,
I'm not trying to avoid people. It's just there's times where I sit down because, I'll read them, but then to really go back and answer them, it's like you really have to sit down and be prepared, and because I answer, a lot all at once.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes it takes me a little while.
Yeah, and I was going to say, David is a busy man. We'll say, okay, let's have lunch. And, it'll be 3 weeks later, we finally coordinate schedules and we're able to do it. And it's just okay, we got an hour, we got a 2-hour window. And it's just, it's so busy, especially, working in the industry. We've got another caller. She's actually someone who is one of our favorites. Hey, Bree, how are you?
Hello. My question for David is, I have hydrocephalus, and so I have always wanted to learn how to do flips and stuff, and so I figured I'd ask you this question since you're in get gymnastics and stuff. And so would it be best for a person who wants to learn how to do flips and stuff, if they have stuff that has to do with head injury and stuff, would it be best if they use a helmet?
I would say absolutely 100% yes. And depending on how you decide to learn how to do flips, probably the best way now would be to find a gym that has a trampoline, and along with the trampoline, they strap you in, and then you sort of learn how to flip that way. I would say that's probably the safest way. But when I was growing up doing gymnastics, we didn't really have any of that, and there were plenty of times where I hit my head. So I would hate for you to hit your head, if it's going to cause you further injury or stuff like that. Always protect yourself, always.
Yeah, and also, Bree, consult your doctor.
Yeah,
yeah.
Ask your doctor, baby.
Ask your doctor, girl. We need you. We need Bree in our lives.
Hey, guys, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay,
go ahead,
David. I am a firm believer that blondes have more fun. Now, I know you're on my team with this, so I need to know, what are some of the fun things that you do to amuse yourself on the set?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to...
You're a dirty blonde.
I thought she was going to be you've gone back and forth between having blonde hair and streak. I thought you were going to make fun of me on that
half blonde for a while.
Yeah. I had skunk hair. So,
we all did. It's okay.
It was so in style. No one thought of it that way.
What are some of the fun things I like to do on set? Was that your question?
Yes. How do you amuse yourself?
I probably, this is probably one of my biggest faults, I guess, in life, is that I'm a very serious person when it comes to work and work ethic. And so, maybe I don't have as much fun as I should on set because I'm just focused on doing the job. And so
so well.
It's not here.
it's not that I didn't have fun and enjoy people's practical jokes and stuff like that, and it's not that I didn't chime in on them, but I just really enjoy working on set and as an actor, and so I was just always focused in that sense. So it's not that I don't have fun and play around, but I like to have fun outside of work.
Speaking of fun on the set, right before you came on with us, Karen, James, and I were having a little discussion. Now, are you the one that likes peanut butter and fly sandwiches?
Oh, yeah, I love them. They're my favorite.
I thought Jason Frank did that to Steve. I didn't know he did that to you. That's horrible.
Oh, yeah. It's gross, like when you think about it, and but I didn't know it was in there, and I ate it. So whatever.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, you watch. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
No, I just say you watch shows like Survivor and the crap that they have to eat. So I mean, it's really not that big of a deal.
Right.
Okay. Well, before we get another caller, I've got to know. Can you tell us an embarrassing story about Karen? Because she told us some about you. You just didn't know.
I've never told an embarrassing story about him.
I don't know that I have any embarrassing stories about Karen. Karen was a good girl.
Dig deep.
I do have a picture that she would hate if I posted.
Please post.
I sent it to her. I sent it to her, and she was mortified. But it's like when we went off to do the movie, and the original helmets didn't have mouthpieces. They painted our face silver, like our mouth area silver. And so I have a picture of Karen just sitting there with her silver makeup on, and it just looks ridiculous. And
you can post it. I'm not easily embarrassed.
You have no shame.
David, are you the one that has the photo of her getting sick while they were doing the skydiving?
Remember when I was throwing up when we were on? I was on the. I think it has to be Jason Frank, but I was up on the ropes and. Yeah, and I was throwing up in a bucket.
Well, David, I just want to say, if you get your hands on that photo, I'm willing to pay a lot of money.
Me too.
So on the throw up photo, I can arrange that.
Oh
yeah.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
But what's a lot of money?
Tell me to take a call. I'm just joking. Yeah, they want to see me not so serious. They want to catch me, that's why they want an embarrassing moment. I keep telling them I didn't really do much. I was actually pretty boring. If I could do it all over again, that's one thing I probably would do is probably enjoy that moment more than I did,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, let's take another caller. Hello, Tommy. How are you, Tommy?
Fine.
Hi. You have a question for David?
Yes. What was it like being in Power Rangers Zeo when the aging thing happened to him? What was it like? I mean, what was the situation going on of you not being a ranger? Why did the producers decide to not make you a ranger again?
Well, I don't know that
Scandal. Scandal.
I don't know that I have the answer for that, honestly. Other than, I know that the creator, Haim Saban, always liked the idea of what they do in Japan, and that's always switching the cast every year, and which he does do now. But, I think it kind of led itself to that, and yes, I was getting older and all that kind of stuff, so I'm sure maybe that played a part into it as well. But I honestly don't have the answer as to why they didn't continue my character on as a Power Ranger in Zeo. That would be something to ask them, not me. I just was there to say my lines and get my mark.
That's right.
And when we've talked about it with Karen, when they switched the three people out.
Yes.
What was going on behind the scenes? Was it chaotic? Was there fighting? How bad really was it?
I don't think it was chaotic, and I don't remember. There was no fighting. It was just three actors stood their ground for what they believed they should get, and the production company didn't agree, and they were just released to their contracts. And, I mean, it was never crazy or chaotic. It was just like one day they were there and one day they weren't there. And then we shut down production, so to speak, and we did a casting search for 3 new people, and the 3 new ones came in. But there was never any craziness. It was
like
sad
y'all weren't
on one
like,
level.
who are these new bitches? Like, you know.
David was actually so super nice. I remember our first day on set, we had a wardrobe fitting, and he came up to the set because he heard we were going to be there just to meet us, like one-on-one, like without everybody around, and he was so super nice. That's what I remember.
Well, I'm glad you remember that.
You don't remember. Yeah.
Because that was the one and only time I was ever nice. Otherwise, I was a total bitch.
Right. Then he was like, these bitches.
I knew it.
If you want to be
nice,
you could do a new version of Temptation Island, and it could be me and all of the straight male rangers on one island.
Oh God!
That happened. The new Temptation Island, Ranger Slayer edition.
Ranger Slayer edition. Yeah. I think it's time to take another call.
It could be a gold mine on Nickelodeon.
Right. Oh my gosh. Hey, Nate, how are you doing, Nate?
I'm doing great, guys. My question is for Dave. How you doing, by the way? And,
I'm good, thank you, Nate.
And also, I was wondering, how did it feel to play a bully in the episode of Ranger Punk Ranger on season 1, where you and Kimberly became under some sort of spell where you guys turned like bad, like rebels and stuff. How did it feel to transition to that character? And also, I was wondering if you could give a shout out to Morphin Legacy Tiny Chat. They're watching right now, so I was wondering if you could do that as well.
Okay. Well, first part, it was obviously, it's fun, obviously. I mean, they did this a lot with Amy Jo and I in the first season. It seemed like they let our characters kind of be different things. And so, obviously, it's fun to be something different than just intellectual Billy that nobody understands. So it was fun to break. It was fun to break character and to be kind of mean and be kind of a jerk and get to beat up Bulk. I don't know if that was that. I'm pretty sure it was in that episode. Like I kind of pushed Bulk around a little bit. So yeah, it's fun to do that. And I'm gonna. Did you guys put him on mute? Because I didn't catch the full name.
Oh yeah, you know what? I can grab him back. Hey Nate, who is the shout out to?
It's to this chat page that's listening right now. It's called Morphin Legacy's Tiny Chat, and I want to see if you can give a shout out to them right now.
Sure. So, Hey, Morphin Legacy, here's a shout out, and thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for listening to Uncensored Radio, and I hope you're enjoying your time, and thank you for listening, I guess.
Yeah, you say shout out makes me giggle. You say that
Because you know, I got my street cred. I'm shouting out.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
I love it. He said shout out.
Karen's giving him street cred.
I have given him street cred. I've told him how to, I've taught him a lot of words. David knows how to dance. David, you want me to tell him about the dance you do with the broom?
Yep.
What?
Karen taught me all kinds of stuff. She hooked me up.
So why didn't he?
Fun on the set.
So we should have him come be our dance instructor on Uncensored Reality? Is that what you're telling me?
Absolutely.
Okay, so before we go on any farther and we take any more questions, I'm going to do a little surprise for everybody right now. So I'm walking into a house, and I'm going to have somebody else give a little shout out to everybody.
Oh, nice.
Fine. Let's see here. Where's Amy Jo? Where's Amy Jo? Hey, Amy Jo, say hi.
Hi. How are you, Amy?
How to say my name.
No, I'm just kidding. Hi.
How's it going, girl? I haven't talked to you in forever. Yeah.
Hey, Karen.
How's it going?
Hang on, I can't hear you. Hi, Karen.
Okay.
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. You don't even understand. The fans are probably going berserk. We've got so many people listening. Yeah. You have to come on one day. How are you? I know you're a mom now, and how's life?
Life is fantastic. How's your life?
It's great. It's great. We have to catch up.
Oh my God, we had so much fun in Australia, me and you.
We did. We used to go get our tarot cards read all the time. We had so much fun. Like, we made friends, and we were just all over that city. Wow.
Okay, David just wanted me to say hi. All right.
Yeah, well,
you know what?
Yes, thank you for
tell me
saying
how to
hello.
get in touch with you. I want to talk to you and hang out with you.
Absolutely. Are you back in LA?
No. Oh, well, for 4 days. And then I'm going back home.
Okay, well, when you're back, let me know, and we'll do it.
Okay. Okay, here's
Bye.
Bye.
Ouch. She hit me on the ass.
Oh!
So, anyways, I hope everybody's surprised that we got to talk to Amy Jo Johnson, too. So it's kind of...
I know.
That was
That's
so
very sweet. You
sweet.
don't even understand. The fans are going bonkers in the chat room. They are going bonkers. So thank you,
I was
David.
totally trying to pull that surprise on you two, trying to hunt this girl down, finding who she really is on like Facebook and Twitter, trying to surprise you two, and you did it to us.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so we only have about 13 minutes left. I want to take as many callers as possible because I know they're dying to ask you questions. So we're going to speed through these calls. Okay, David?
Sounds great.
Let's see. We have got Brandon on the line. Brandon, you have a question for David?
Am I booked in with the bear?
Yeah, you are, baby.
That's right. All right.
You got a question for David?
Can I ask two?
You can ask one.
Make them quick,
we got like 24 callers waiting.
Okay. So, David, I gotta say, what was the process like for you, kind of developing the character of Billy? Because like at the beginning, it's like he was like the nerdy guy, but then he got more casual, more popular, kind of more a leader type. How did you, as an actor, kind of put that forward? Like, how was that for you?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted Billy to progress as a human being, and I just think, I just wanted to switch him up every chance I got a little bit just to help him grow so that he wasn't just such a narrow, one-dimensional character. And so, he's always going to be intelligent, he's always going to be smart, and, but it doesn't mean that he can't have other interests like being more physical and being more challenged in other ways. And having, I think he had like 8 or 9 girlfriends, so he was pretty crazy. But I just really, as an actor, enjoyed playing him and enjoyed getting to go on the ride with him to see where he ended up. So, I did have some influence on that, but it was also the writers and the producers as well.
Right. Okay, so we have another caller on the line. His name is Jeremy. Hold on, if I get Jeremy on. Hey, Jeremy, you have a question for David?
Karen. Hi, Karen.
How are you?
Good.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So, David, I was at MorphCon. It was a pleasure to meet you. I know no one really talks about the movie suits that often, so how were they, and what, besides being in the movie, what's your favorite movies?
The movie suits were extremely heavy, but they were, I thought, kick-ass. I thought they looked really cool.
Oh, they looked awesome.
So, I mean, that was great. But, yeah, they were really a pain to put on and to wear and all that kind of stuff. And the second question is, what is my favorite movie? Is that what it was?
Yeah. What's your favorite movie?
Well, I have a lot, but the one, this is really going to make me sound like a gay guy, but the one that I like the most is a movie called Terms of Endearment. And I can watch that movie how many times, and I cry every time.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's a great movie, though. That's a classic. Okay, we've got Adam on the line. Adam, what is your question for David Yost?
Am I on?
Yeah,
yes.
You're on. Hello.
Oh, hi, David. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, my question is, in the movie, how does it feel to change suits, like from like nylon spandex to like plastic?
Yeah, I thought it was great because it's so embarrassing to wear spandex because I have like really skinny chicken legs. And so, like, when we got to wear the movie suits, it made it look like I had really muscular legs, and it was so much better. So thank you for that question.
I agree. Spandex is, like, very, like, it's like walking around in your underwear. Like, it just was not cool.
Y'all look fine to me, okay? I just watched it. Y'all look fine.
Yeah, you get like, self-conscious, I guess, you know. But we have another call. Hello, Nicholas.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
You have a question for David Yost?
Yes.
What is that?
And
I know there must have been like a lot of fun times on set, but like, what were like your least favorite times on set? Like, what stuff did you like hate doing?
Good question.
What stuff did I hate doing? I hated doing voiceovers. When we'd have to go into a booth and like when you see us in costume and we're fighting, we'd have to go in there and go yeah, like, and make those kind of noises. I don't know. I was very self-conscious doing that, and I mean I shouldn't say I hated it. It was obviously part of the job, but I don't know. I just liked being on set and being around the cameras and all that kind of stuff. I enjoyed that a lot more than going into a booth and doing voiceovers.
Right. So I have a question. What's on your iPod right now? Like, what do you like listening to?
I was looking at that the other day, and I really like I like a lot of Rihanna, and I question that. And
why do you question it? You're funny, man.
And like, I'm not going to say people's names right, but is it Tao Cruz or something like that? How do you say his name?
Tao Cruz.
And Tao Cruz and Usher, and I don't know. I just have I was like, wow, I really like some weird music. It's not weird. It's R&B. Yeah, it's great music, but I like it.
It's party music.
I like all the remix versions of their songs. So it's like more dancey type stuff,
Housey,
like club stuff. Housey, yeah.
Okay. Wow. Who knew? Well,
Who knew? I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, I told you I got my street cred, girl. So.
I know. David is high on the list with street cred. Man, this is awesome. You know, we got another call. Jennifer Richard. How are you, Jennifer?
I'm good, Karen. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Do you have a question for David?
Yes, I do.
What
David,
is it, girl?
How did you get started in the whole Power Ranger routine?
The routine as far as the TV show?
I think she's talking maybe the choreography. Is that what you're talking about, Jennifer? The choreography? Or like, what do you mean?
Basically, like all the moves and stuff.
Oh, the choreography.
Well, we work with a stunt coordinator and our stunt people, and they choreograph a fight sequence for us. And we just learn the moves and we go through it and we film it on camera. It's very stylized and very safe, and you know things look like we're hitting each other, but we really aren't hitting each other. It's all done with camera angles and cheating things.
Right, we try not to hit each other.
Had Steve ever tried to choke you and teach you how to get out of that?
Steve? No, he never. No, I mean Jason Frank for sure, but Steve, I would have kicked Steve's ass.
I don't know, David. He was tough. He had his hands around my throat. I was afraid for my life.
No,
you know what we did, David? on the reality show, we took a class with Steve, one of his jiu-jitsu classes, and he showed us how to get out of a chokehold.
Yeah. And then they put my fat ass in yoga. It was like hell on earth.
Yoga is awesome.
I passed out. I just collapsed.
And you know Steve's girlfriend, she was like, it looked like somebody walked in and threw a bucket of water on each one of us. Like we were dying. And the yoga class was only like 10 minutes long. It was a riot. It was a riot. Like there is no reason why it should have been so difficult for all of us.
And let me clarify so people don't think like I'm bagging on Steve. Steve lives 2 blocks away from me. We're extremely good friends, and I think he's an amazing teacher. He is. I've taken classes with him, and he would for sure kick my ass if it really came down to it. So.
I don't know, Dave. You and your street cred, my money's on you now. My money is on you. Okay, so we only have 4 minutes before the show ends. Scott, you're on the line. You have a question for David?
Yeah, hi, David. I was wondering if you've ever realized that it's been art imitating life as far as you starting in front of the camera and then moving behind the scenes by working with Adult Swim and stuff, like how Billy was on the battlefield as the Blue Mighty Morphin Ranger and then moved to the command center for Zeo.
I haven't honestly thought about it in that term, but I can see what you're going for, and I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
So thank you for pointing that out to me.
I know, right? Who thought of that? I never even thought. Okay, Kevin, how are you, Kevin? You're on the line with David Yost. Do you have a question?
Yes. Sadly, in 2001, we lost the original Yellow Ranger. So I was hoping you could honor her memory by sharing with us some of your best memories of the late Thuy Trang.
Oh,
great question.
Yeah, it's a great question. Thuy was just so beautiful in real life. I mean, she's beautiful on screen, but when you saw her in person, she was just stunning. And she had an amazing laugh, and I enjoyed working with her greatly. She was a lot of fun. So I have a picture of her. She's always doing her hair. And so I have a picture of her, like, spraying hairspray in her hair, and I see that picture all the time when I go through my some of my Power Ranger stuff, and it just makes me laugh because she was always doing her hair.
Aww. Well, David, I thank you. That is a great way to end the interview. I thank you for coming on. Thank you for surprising us with Amy Jo. I know the fans are even more in love with you for doing that for them. Over the, course of, it's been since 95 that we met, and you have always been such a great friend to me. And now, that I'm getting into producing, and you've been even more better friend. You've been, giving me pep talks. You've always stayed positive. And I just really appreciate you being in my life. And I'm so glad you were able to come on Uncensored Radio.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on. And it's been a pleasure, and, I would love to come back some other time and talk more. And thank you to all of the fans out there. Yeah, and thanks to everybody that's listening and that is going to be listening in the future, I guess. But thanks for being in the chat room and talking and asking me questions. I greatly appreciate it. And, you can message me on Facebook or on Twitter, and I'll try to answer as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you, David.
Have a great night.
You guys, too. I'm going to go eat dinner with Amy Jo now.
All right.
Have fun.
Give her a big hug for me.
I will.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, there you have it, folks. David Yost. That was awesome.
Where can we get a round of applause or something?
Yeah, let's get a round of applause. Do we know where the applause is? I don't
I'm
even know where it's at.
I got it.
Yeah.
So that was totally like a little mini reunion. You, David, and Amy Jo. How cute.
I know. See, he's funny. He totally surprised us. Over me.
I know. I'm going to get him in Lexicon. I'm getting him a peanut butter sandwich.
Oh, I think he probably will never eat peanut butter and jelly again.
I just like that I get to go listen to the show. I just like that I get to go listen to the show on demand now because I didn't hear any of the interview.
Oh, poor James.
Well, you're gonna love it, James. You're gonna love it.
Oh.
You did such a great job, James. We took like 12, 13 callers, so people, I wish we could have taken more callers, but, you know, obviously David had dinner plans, and, you know, our show's not very long, but guess what's coming up next? We have got the fans taking over. AMC Press is going to continue the show, continue the party, and probably break down the whole David Yost and surprise appearance from Amy Jo. Like, they're going to talk about it all, so you guys, stay tuned for more Uncensored Radio, and the fans are taking over. So, hey, fans, guys, I hope you guys don't talk about us too bad.
That's right. Oh, do we got music?
We got music. There it goes. Woo, woo.